iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing is back underway, and we are here at the famous Tricky Triangle in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The Pocono International Raceway is playing host tonight to the, well, it's a cut race. I was going to say the final race of round 8. It's the race to get into the Championship 4. 8 drivers enter with a chance to win, because last week, one driver that won, well, he's not in the championship battle here. This Tricky Triangle is going to be one of the trickiest tracks. Well, that's why they call it the Tricky Triangle. Turn 1, very high speed down the front straightaway, the longest straightaway in NASCAR. Then it's down the back straightaway. It's more like the back straightaway at the Talladega Superspeedway. Then the little bit of a short chute is going to play havoc on these drivers before they enter the very flat turn number 3. 2.6 miles is what they call this speedway here. Of course, notable series that have run here: USAC, NASCAR, Xfinity cars, SCCA. Of course, those Indy cars raced up until just a couple of years ago here at the famous Tricky Triangle. And how about the Race of Champions? They did race on the big 2.6 mile, and of course, they also ran on the infield oval. That's right, there was an infield oval here at Pocono also. But these drivers tonight, they are going to tackle this 2.6 mile track here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Let's take you down trackside here tonight to walk us through the starting lineup, brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. If you need a button box to dial in that brake bias, well, look no farther than our friends at SimBox. Find them on Facebook.com. This is your starting lineup. Starting P number 1 here tonight, driving car number 2, this is Michael Tremarthen. To his outside, driving car number 24, this is Zach Mitchell. Richard Murdoch, the Foundation, and Mr. Root Canal will start from P number 3. Starting back and forth here tonight will be car number 6 of Chris Hammett. Max Terrill will roll off from the 5th position. Sean Butler, last week's winner, back in action here at the Tricky Triangle. This is one of his favorite tracks, and he's got it dialed in on the fuel mileage. You watch. Jayden Skelton will go from the 7th position here tonight. 8th, though, will be Jason Wells. 9th, we'll go to Sean Single, the number 11 machine, while Jeffrey Souza rounds out our top 10. Starting back to the 11th position, the 43 of Joe Strano. Starting 12th is Dalton Williamson. 13th will be Tony Strano, the Strano Brothers Racing number 3. Tim Combs will go 14th. Tim Williams will go 15th here tonight with the Beefy Motorsports. Number 38, starting 16th, is Brandon Feeney. Brian Bianchi, the Culpeper Bakery and Cafe, number 914, will go from the 17th position, while the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, number 98, Ryan O'Donnell, will go 18th. 19th will go to the Carolina Kid, it's Rex Hoyle. Rob Higgins will go 20th here tonight, and James Heater making his return to action here with the Scrambler Series will go 21st. 22nd to the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Travis Minto representing the Minto stables here tonight. He'll go 23rd. Kevin O'Brien from Down Under will go 24th, and Bob Higgins will round down our field here tonight. The field is out onto the Speedway. Race fans, that's your starting lineup, brought to us by Simbox. Coming out of turn 2, you see all the cars 2x2. We will drop the hammer this time by here tonight, race fans, and it will be for 65 laps here at the Tricky Triangle here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Who will win it after 65 laps? Well, we're all about to find out together. You'll notice tonight when the ticker does pop up, it's going to be, well, all the drivers in red. It's a free-for-all here tonight. Green flag is in the air. Mark it off on the books. We are here live at the Pocono International Raceway for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Thought we might have seen a couple drivers jet out of line 3-4 wide. It is something that we do see here at Pocono, and I figured we would have actually saw it, but it will be the number 2 of Trevarthen leading down the back straightaway. Here they come right on board with our Holy Shirts and Pants onboard camera. One driver has turned it around in the yellow flag. Not a good start here. And I believe, well, Tony Strano told me, race fans, before the race he was going to wreck that car. And, well, we're going to have to see what happened because Tony Strano is the reason the caution flag is brought out here on lap number 1 tonight. Don't know what happened to the driver of that Victory Junction gang number 3. The driver maybe having some handling issues. We're going to find out here in just a moment. Let's see what happened to the driver of that number 3. There you see Tony down around the bottom side right behind his brother. And oh boy, it just steps right out. Self-yeet for car number 3 of Tony Strano. He went back to the throttle and around that car went. So with Tony Strano going around, a lot of drivers were right there in the wake of that number 3 that just barely missed it here tonight. Look at the cars that are behind him. There's Tim Williams. There's Jeffrey Souza is right there. And a slew of other drivers. Bianchi. And all those drivers behind him got lucky that that car did spin to the inside. And it did not spin right out into the track for the drivers that were coming in behind him. So Strano will go to pit road with car number 3 here. That'll leave 24 drivers out onto the speedway. And it did not look like any of these drivers came to pit road that time by, so everybody playing a little bit of the long run game here. Lap 1, of course, maybe just a little too early. You're not going to gain anything by coming to pit road this early here tonight. Of course, remember, those championship drivers are all in red. Find where your driver is running currently here on our pylon. Are you a Michael Trevarthen fan? Well, he had a rough week last week, and now he has to come in here tonight and pretty much, well, he's 7th in the point standings, and you look at it, he is sitting 12 points out. See a couple drivers this time as we should be getting the 1-to-go marker coming to pit road, so a couple drivers will actually take the chance here to top off their fuel tanks. Does look like Wells, Feeney, Heater, Minto, O'Brien all down to pit road. As the iRacing.com pace car lights do come back on. Race fans, are you interested in joining Red Light Racing? Well, with only 2 races left this season, counting the Pocono International Raceway right here where we are at tonight, well, in the off-season, they will host 4 recruiting races for any drivers that want to come out and compete for the title here with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. As next season, the schedule jumbles up just a little bit. We are going to add the NASCAR Next Gen machines into racing action, so they will have a couple of races. Then we will also have the NASCAR Current Generation Cup car also playing host to a handful of races, and we have the Xfinity car back in action. We have the Gander Outdoor Truck and the Winston Cup machine. The 1987s will be back next season. So those always put on a heck of a show. And talking about the 87 cars, of course, they will be back in action just next week from the Phoenix International Raceway, where we will crown a champion here for what looks like it's the 11th season total for the Scrambler Series. So next week, one of these drivers that are lit up in red right now will have the chance to race for a championship. No driver. Usually we have a driver highlighted in green at this point. Well, there is no driver that is locked in and secure into the next round of the playoffs right now. So we're continuing to watch the points and how they all shake up here tonight. Right now, Michael Trevarthen, of course, is out front here. You see that number 2, the Rev Esports machine, that Cobra jet machine that he has. Well, he is the point, or at the top of the pylon, so he has the most points right now. Then it would shake out if we were to end this race right now. It would be Michael Trevarthen, Max Terrell, James Skelton, and it looks like Ethan Troutman. As that's actually incorrect. Troutman's not being scored, so it actually would be Jeffrey Souza, according to the way that everybody is running here tonight. But that could all change, because when we come back around here, we're going to drop the green flag again. We'll be 4 laps completed here tonight when we do take the green flag. It'll be Michael Trevarthen, Richard Murdoch, Max Terrell, James Skelton. Your top 5 drivers here. Didn't quite get a lap completed tonight. Remember, Tony Strano is the car that went spinning off turn number 1 down the back straightaway, so car number 3 is still sitting down on pit road. Travis Minto making a stop here in the Toro number 19, the driver out of Oklahoma. We'll come back out onto the speedway. So Minto will tag the tail of the field as we get ready. They're coming through the long pond straight away after they come out of turn number 2 here. A little bit of a short shoot. At turn 2, I can tell you, it is a lot more banked than what it looks here, race fans. For if you're watching us live here tonight on our YouTube or our Facebook page, I can tell you for, well, from being able to stand up there on the tunnel turn, that turn is very banked. It just does not do it justice when you're watching it on the TV. Turn 3 is actually pretty much more banked than what you see it. When you look at the facts for turn number 3, it's only 6 degrees of banking. It definitely looks like a lot more. Turn 2 is only 8 degrees, with turn 1 at 14 degrees of banking. The green flag is back into the air. 4 laps completed here tonight out of the 65 scheduled. Everybody back across the start-finish line. Everybody trying to come up through the clunky old 4-speed gearbox that is in these Xfinity machines. And it will be the driver of the number 2. First one down into turn number 1. It's the 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Murdoch going to slide high. Look at Zach Mitchell hang out the Baby Ruth machine. That Baby Ruth was waiting for somebody to take a little bit of a bite out of him. Zach Mitchell back down to the bottom side. Richard Murdoch, though, was able to sneak back around. Now he'll funnel back into the line. It'll be Trevarthen. It'll be Murdoch. It'll be Mitchell. Skelton down into the tunnel turn. Everybody looks like they're going to be able to make it through the tunnel turn. All right, so through the short chute they come into the tricky turn number 3 here tonight. Very flat, according to what they tell me. These cars can really get upset. Side-by-side battles back there for about the 9th position. One car into the outside wall. That's the number 17, the Tire Pros entry, the number 17 of Tim Combs. He's just got right up into the outside wall. We tell you how it's flat, and all these drivers are trying to hold as much speed as they can down into the corner. Now here comes the Turbo Dork. Radical Paints number 98, Ryan O'Donnell, the driver out of Michigan. He made the move that time down into turn number 1. Everybody inside the top 13 has gone single file here. Ryan O'Donnell trying to break a little bit of the draft out the back straightaway, and that's actually because he's got to go around car number 61. Dalton Williamson was just up into the outside wall that time out of turn number 1. One car way out of the groove down into the tunnel turn. That's the 914, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe entry of Brian Bianchi. Down to the inside, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 954. Rex Hoyle, the wily veteran, has now got around his teammate, so it'll be Hoyle running 14th, Bianchi back there running into the 15th position. They run side by side, still way back here for this 14th and 15th position. You'd have to go all the way up here. Mitchell now to the inside. Here comes Zach Mitchell. He'll go around the Adventure in Pixels. 0-1 of Mr. Richard Murdoch, the foundation, who just had to get a new foundation put in his tooth. A root canal here tonight for Richard Murdoch, and, well, he told me that the Novocaine has worn off, but the excitement for racing did not wear off. He's here tonight battling a little bit of toothache, and right now he's got a real big pain, and that's going to be the 86 of James Skelton, lurking to the inside, not quite able to put the power down out of the tunnel turn. Here comes the 42 of Max Terriol. So with Terriol making a charge to the outside, last time we showed up here to Long Pond, Pennsylvania, Max was able to put car 42 back into victory lane, as you see. Looks like that number 2, Trevarthen, trying to really break the draft in car number 2 down the front straightaway. He'll swerve down to the inside. You're going to see drivers all night long try and duck down as far as they can. This track is so wide that you can probably put about 8 cars side by side and still have room to at least put your hand through in between the cars. See if we do need to work on that 8 wide side by side here tonight, if any driver's willing to take the risk. The Care Bears entry, though, of Sean Single has moved up into position number 6. He just got around the 6 of Chris Hammett and Joe Strano. Richard Murdoch side by side, though, with the 42. Max Terriol down to the inside. So Max trying to make the move and take another position and work himself closer to the front. Max to the inside on Murdoch, and it looks like Mitchell is now all over the back end of your race leader. One car off the race pace. It's the 88 of Sean Butler. You see there, him driving car number 88. United for America, number 88. Looks like he has 1 lap down currently, if I'm reading it right. No, he's almost a lap down. He's over half a track behind. The 88 of Butler back there running into the 24th position. There you see the race leaders just coming out of turn number 3 this time by. Just half a straightaway in distance. See everybody sideways out of corner number 3. One driver that's side by side, and that's for the race lead. Here comes Zach Mitchell down to the inside. That's the forward-on-forward crime down into 1, and oh, a big wiggle. Trevarthen was out of the groove down in turn number 1 because he had the baby Ruth number 24 of Zach Mitchell down to the inside of him, and now he will lose that spot. As he loses the spot, James Skelton and Max Terriol still not able to decide who is going to have position number 4 here tonight. These two drivers keep passing it back and forth. One lap it's Max. The next time by, it's going to be James Skelton. We'll have to wait and see. One driver sideways out of the tunnel turn. That was the 907 entry. That was Tim Williams. There you see the Air Canada entry to the outside of the number 43. The Road Rage Accessories number 43. And that is Joe Strano. See the driver out of Wisconsin. Strano Brothers Racing Stables. One other driver out of line. That's the number 64 of Jason Wells. You see him back here running right now. I believe that's to the inside of the 954 of Rex Hoyle. Hoyle working the outside of the speedway. That's not going to be the quick way around Pocono. And we'll see if he can hold it. Right now, it does look like he's going to get a great run right back to the outside. Brandon Feeney a little bit deeper into the field. He was sideways in that Liquid Molly K1 Graphics 38, the driver out of Ontario, Canada. The Canadian Legends driver also runs some late models and even some hobby stock cars. I think he drove a truck a couple weeks back. I remember seeing him jump in. I believe that was his dad's truck. He was racing for him. He also told me to be on the lookout that there is a new late model coming into the Beefy Motorsports stables that we're going to see next spring hit the track all around Canada. Can't wait to see that one hit the track and see what the paint job is for his 38 because he brings some of the best looking paint schemes. I mean, they are wild. I believe Pikachu was one of them, and, well, can't tell you what the other ones were, and he won't show me the picture for next year. But here's a unique paint scheme, and it's the number 11 of Sean Single. The Care Bears Unite has now caught the back end of the 86 of Skelton. See, looks like Sean Single that time struggled getting through there. Right on board with Mr. Care Bear. Here's Sean trying to really just feather that throttle. Didn't want to push it too hard. You push the car too hard in a flat corner, and what does it do? It just pushes like a dump truck. And then if it pushes like the dump truck this long straightaway here tonight, well, you're going to be pretty slow. Then you're going to lose all that momentum, and you won't be able to pass anybody. You're going to be playing defense here. Sean Single looking like he's actually struggling getting back to the throttle in car number 11. James Skelton, though, seems like he's not having much of a problem. He has just kind of fallen in line here tonight. Remember, all your championship drivers are highlighted in red. It's Trevarthen, it's Terrill, Skelton, and Hammett right now, your top 4 drivers. Souza's back there running into the 10th position. Ryan O'Donnell just outside the top 10, not in. One car going around. Believe 2 cars going around. Tim Combs and Rex Hoyle have gone around to bring out the second caution flag here of the evening here at the Long Pond, Pennsylvania at Pocono International Raceway. We're under our second caution flag of the evening as 2 cars, Rex Hoyle and Tim Combs, we do know are involved. Let's take the look. Oh, Tim Combs was up into the outside wall and nowhere for Rex Hoyle to go. Right on board with Rex Hoyle. Hard contact, sending the 954 around, and the front end of that car has been definitely modified here. They did run modifieds here at the Pocono International Raceway back in the day, but I didn't think we were going to be running them here tonight. There you see Rex Hoyle coming back around here on lap number 14. He'll try and tag the back of the field. Tim Combs did bring car number 17 already to pit road. So this is a big break for last week's winner. There you see him coming down the back straightaway. Sean Butler was well off the pace. So now he'll be able to just tag the back of the field. Should probably see some drivers coming to pit road here because, well, 14 laps in, you could definitely use some tires here tonight. So everybody coming to pit road. Zach Mitchell leads everybody down here. 4 tires and fuel is probably going to be the way to go. One driver does stay out. That's going to be Travis Minto. So Minto will stay out here and take over the race lead. See if he does come to pit road. One driver rolling through pit road here. That's the 61 of Dalton Williamson. It looks like Williamson missing his pit stall. Race off pit road. It's going to be the 24 of Zach Mitchell winning the race off pit road. Michael Trevarthen, Richard Murdoch, Max Terrill, James Skelton, Chris Hammett, Sean Single, and then Tim Williams will round out the top 10 drivers out of pit road. Remember, 2 drivers have not yet taken their pit stop. It's going to be Travis Minto and Dalton Williamson. So as the field all reassembles here after our second caution flag of the evening here at the Tricky Triangle, we'll be right back here with more racing action for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetrack and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure your engine will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pocono, Pennsylvania. It's the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing. If you want to get behind the wheel of one of these high racing cars, well, look no further. Our friend over at RB Custom Rigs, that is Rick Bell. Well, he can build you a computer to get you out here onto the speedway with these drivers and see what kind of racing talent you have behind the wheel of one of these iRacing.com virtual machines. All the drivers are racing from their confines of their house, their garage, or, well, I heard even Richard Murdoch is racing from a shed here tonight. So you can race anywhere you have an internet connection with a computer, a wheel, and a monitor. Rick Bell has all the necessities you need, though, to get behind the wheel of one of these virtual iRacing.com machines. So hit up RB Custom Rigs today. Now, let's get ready to light the fire once again. Everybody's back to green flag here at the Tricky Triangle. Everybody up through the old clunky 4-speed. One driver out of line. That's the 3 of Tony Strano. He is down on power in the Strano Brothers Racing number 3. The drag race to turn number 1. Dead heat. The 40-24 to the inside with the number 2 to the outside. Old Murdoch back there, trying to sing a pretty song down around the bottom side of the speedway. I don't know how much he's singing with that hurting tooth right now. As the green flag is back out here as we work through the tunnel turn. As we're just back to green flag racing. 86 of Skelton going to pick up a spot. That'll put these drivers back here battling inside the top 10 for a spot. There's Tim Williams in the Air Canada entry, and then there's Ryan O'Donnell in the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Well, the story coming in here tonight for Ryan O'Donnell is he wanted to have a good showing as he'll go to the he'll pass, actually, as one driver down to the inside was Tim Williams. But Ryan O'Donnell has a special, well, team member out there. Grandma tuning in here tonight to cheer on grandson Ryan. Of course, Ryan now up inside the top 10. He's picked up the most spots here tonight, starting back way outside the top 10, 18th. You see, of course, Grandma has the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, Ryan O'Donnell's sponsor on his Ford Mustang. She is all set and ready. You got her iPad sitting there in her lap. She's tuning in here tonight. So, Grandma, thanks for tuning in here tonight. Ryan's having himself a really good run here at the Turbo Dork Radical Paints, number 98. He is definitely a contender here tonight. So Ryan sitting there in the 10th position. James Heater back in action here. That Z-line number 18 is sitting currently in 9th. One driver out of line again. That's going to be Tim Williams. That's the second time we've seen him jump out of line in that Air Canada entry. And last time, out of turn number 3, he jumped out of line, went down to the inside, and was able to catch it. Currently running way back here in the position number 15. At one point, he was just knocking on the outside of the top 5. He was up to 6th. Now he's way back out of the top 10. Still a long race here tonight at Pocono. It's the longest race of the year. And Zach Mitchell is still the race leader. He is leading Michael Trevarthen, Richard Murdoch. So, this time when they come by out of turn number 3, going to be 19 laps completed here tonight at the Tricky Triangle. One driver sideways once again out of turn number 3. That was the 38, the Beefy Motorsports Brandon Feeney entry. Was sideways, hung on to it. Well, right now he's back there running behind Mr. Bob Higgins. That's that Ford entry, the number 41 of Higgins. Feeney thought about going to the inside, and Higgins actually is going to misjudge the corner. Higgins going to go to the outside. Here comes the 38 of Feeney diving down to the inside as a couple drivers trying to dodge and bob their way around drivers. There's the 184, Kevin O'Brien, the Australian, also back here. He's got damage to his Ford Mustang. Dalton Williamson's back here. He's got damage to his Chevrolet. Just picked up another win last Thursday night in the SK Modified Series. Still trying to struggle to get the bearings underneath him here on Monday night. Murdoch under attack. Well, he was under attack. The 86 of James Skelton lost his momentum out of turn number 3. That's going to be the battle for the 4th position, though, because Murdoch has 3rd, Skelton has 4th, and Max Terriel has 5th. All the drivers really starting to fan out here all around the speedway. Here comes the 86 once again, has a run on Murdoch. He'll be able to jet to the inside before the tunnel turn. Will Murdoch force the envelope in the tunnel turn here? It's not part of the track. We normally see a lot of too-wide racing, but Murdoch throttles it up. He's got special tires on the Adventure in Pixel 01. He'll run him side by side back into turn number 3. Side by side into turn number 3 and out of turn number 3. They're still side by side battling inside the top 5. Murdoch, though, got a great launch off turn number 3. Will he be able to clear the 86 Flowertown Animal Hospital Supra? Will not, because, well, James Skelton did exactly what he needed to do. Oh, he side drafted, and Murdoch is going to say, hey, you like the clip of that 86 on the front nose of that one? Well, let me chop it off for you. Murdoch just slammed the door on the 86 of Skelton. Max Terriel literally hit the brakes. He's right on board with the Holy Shirts and Pants onboard camera. Great views around the Pocono International Raceway, brought to us by the Holy Shirts and Pants, all the onboard cameras here tonight. We got to thank them for being a big part of this season here with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. 21 in. It'll be 22 in this time by Zach Mitchell and Michael Tremarthan, still the race leaders. As there you see Murdoch, Skelton, Terriel, Single back there running your next couple positions. Back up inside the top 15. Well, that's Sean Butler. He's going around the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Buckley working high down in turn number 1. So that'll put him back a spot. Chris Hammett now looking to the inside here on the Care Bear entry. Mr. Care Bear Sean Single. Single was able to finish second on Thursday night's SK Modified portion of things. So Single's able to hold on to it. Now here comes Ryan O'Donnell once again, battling back to the outside. Ryan's going to be able to make the pass on the number 6. As Chris Hammett's going to insert himself. James Heater's going to slingshot down around to the inside. See if he can make the inside work now. Chris Hammett to the outside. The Z-Line Toyota 18. To the inside, but a great run coming by that outside groove. Wound up around the outside in turn number 1. Keeps the momentum screaming with his Ford. With Chris Hammett ahead going down into the tunnel turn, but a little bit of maybe a late commitment there. The 18 got a little loose going into the corner. Now here comes the 64 of Wells. Wells, the alien himself, will battle to the inside. This is the battle for the 9th spot on the speedway. Right behind him is going to be the 43 Estrano. Then there's the number 4 of Souza. Souza, of course, battling for a chance to go to the next round of the playoffs to possibly pick up his first ever championship here with Red Light Racing. A longtime member. There's a battle. The 2 South Carolina drivers. A Canadian driver. Max Terriel just lurking back there. Richard Murdoch going to lose a spot. James Skelton goes ahead and takes that away. So move James Skelton now into the 3rd spot with his Toyota Power number 86. Richard Murdoch back now running into the 4th position. Everybody using a little bit of a different line. Wells still down to the inside. That's the 18, a heater to the outside, and Wells got a little loose out of turn 2, so it killed the momentum down that short chute there between 2 and 3. That'll also allow Joe Strano to take that spot. Is Souza going to jump out of line and go around? He'll jump to the inside. See if he can find his way into turn number 1. 4 car of Souza down to the bottom side of the speedway. Wells up out of the groove. 2 drivers in the championship hunt. Both outside the top 10 currently. Tony Strano was back out onto the speedway. There you see the number 3. He'll come to pit road. So Strano's woes continue here. But the baby Ruth number 24, not having any problems here tonight. Zach Mitchell, 1.4 seconds up over Michael Trevarthen. James Skelton, Max Terrell. Now Richard Murdoch also falling back in another spot. Murdoch, the foundation of the league, back there running in 5th. Skelton not content, though, with running in the 3rd spot. He'll dive down to the inside. Will he be able to find anything down there? He will, because Trevarthen's going to concede that position. He'll go to the outside now. The number 42 of Max Terrell will work down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll clear him also. So just like that, Michael Trevarthen goes from inside, which was the top 3, to the outside looking out. The penthouse to the outhouse for the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Zach Mitchell is putting on a clinic here tonight. 1.7 seconds up on the rest of the field. You can see Sean Single is back into the, the battle here, the thick of things for a top 5 position. Ryan O'Donnell now working his way in. He also brought Chris Hammett along to the party. These drivers all battling from, call it the 3rd position on back to right around the 9th position. One driver down into the apron. That was the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. He was down to the apron there. Possibly got some airborne with that left front tire, and it really checked up the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Hammett, of course, is throttle back into that one, as it looks like the sun is starting to set here at the Tricky Triangle. Not quite to the halfway point in this one, and the sun is starting to go down. We are racing against the darkness here tonight because there is no track lights here at the Long Pond, Pennsylvania Speedway for Pocono International Raceway. One driver into the outside wall. Championship hopeful, the number 6 of Chris Hammett, has just gone into the outside wall out of turn number 3. So Chris Hammett going to fall back here. He's 9th right now. I don't know if the 43 of Joe Strano is going to be able to catch him and put him back into the 10th spot. See James Heater in his Supra once again down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll pull up even with car number 6 and see if he can make a pass on the old Mark Martin machine. Looks like he should be able to. Oh, he got loose that time out of the tunnel turn. Now here comes the number 6 dialing back on the outside. Joe Strano back there trying to figure out which one of these lanes is going to be the quicker way around the speedway. At the line, give it to Chris Hammett. You see blue skies back behind the grandstands and a lot of clouds, a lot of darkness coming here tonight, but your race leader still out front. He has lost a 1/10 of a second to James Skelton, who is running in that 2nd position. There you see the Flowertown Animal Hospital 86 go down into turn number 2. James Skelton tonight comes in looking to also notch another win to his belt. He has 3 already this season. Max Terranos picked up 5. Jason Wells picked up 2. And full of different winners this season. One driver into the outside wall. I believe that was the 42 of Max Terrell. Sean Single was down to the inside of him. Both drivers continue, but it does look like the 42 of Max Terrell was into the outside wall, and he is starting to really lose ground. So with Max getting into the outside wall, it makes you wonder how much damage has really been done to the 42. That Mustang, it's crinkled on the right front, but how much damage? You got to question yourself. That's going to move the Turbo Door Radical Paint Century Ryan O'Donnell, the driver out of Canton, Michigan, up inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. He has picked up 13 spots. It is definitely the biggest mover and shaker so far here this evening as we close into the halfway portion of this race. One driver coming to pit road. That is going to be James Heater. He'll bring the Z-Line Toyota to pit road first here tonight under the green flag circumstances. Look how far back. There you see the 86 of James Skelton. About a second and a quarter back is what the 86 of Skelton is. So Mitchell and Skelton have broken away from all the other cars here tonight. Murdoch still has the Care Bear entry right there lurking of Sean Single. And Ryan O'Donnell's not too far back behind him either. But the two front cars have broken away from the rest of the field here tonight as pit stops are underway. Here comes the 24. Zach Mitchell will come to pit road. Ryan O'Donnell, Joe Strano, all coming to pit road here. You see a slew of cars coming to pit road. Wells will stay out while everybody else is down to pit road. Will the tires become a big factor here tonight? We're about to find out of those tire strategies of who took the tires at the right time. Well, who is going to be wishing they were on a different strategy. One driver having some issues. The number 6 of Chris Hammett just missed his pit stall. So he'll have to come back up just a little bit and see if his crew can get in underneath that car. James Skelton is the race leader. He did lead last time by at the line. Richard Murdoch, Sean Single, Jeffrey Souza, Sean Butler, Jason Wells, and Brandon Feeney have all yet to come to pit road. Will he come this time out of turn 4? He will. Here comes everybody else who has yet to pit on lap number 33. They will all come down to pit road. So everybody in the last 2 laps has been to pit road except for Travis Minto. He came down on lap number 17, but I believe he is way off sequence here for the rest of the leaders. Zach Mitchell's back out there, and he's trying to sing the song here of his people. The pipes is what he tells me. Right now, he is lurking to try and be, well, where is James Skelton? He's coming out of pit road. So it will be Zach Mitchell back to the point here tonight. Mitchell coming to pit road first. We'll see what kind of lead he can have here. Remember, it was about a second and a quarter when Zach Mitchell came to pit road. And it's all going to start to cycle its way back through here tonight. We'll see where everybody lands. Oh, a big wiggle there. As the 86 of Skelton just tried to block, I believe, down the back straightaway there. Max Terrell got right into the back of him. So contact between those two drivers. And, of course, Max, remember, has already been into the outside wall. So now he's going to put some more damage on the nose. And the caution flag is going to fly for the 3rd time here tonight. So caution for the 3rd time. And it looks like the driver out of Tampa, Florida, driver of that 61 Rev Esports car, has brought out the caution flag here tonight. The caution flag just over the halfway point home here tonight in this race. We'll go back. Let's check out what happened to Dalton Williamson. All by himself down in turn number 1. Gets on the apron. And spins it to the inside wall. Head on into the inside wall. And race fans, have you ever heard of an Alt F4? Watch it from his cockpit. And if you don't know what an Alt F4 is, race fans, that means he is out of the building. He hit on his keyboard the button Alt F4, which is quick disconnect from the iRacing server. So Dalton Williamson is out of here tonight. Unfortunate for the driver of the number 61 having such a great year in the SK Modified side of things, but struggling here on the Scrambler side to find speed in car number 61. Well, we'll see if all these drivers come to pit road or if they stay out here because they were just on pit road. Will they come for more fuel? I don't think they're going to put tires on. I think all the drivers that are going to come down pit road here are just coming for fuel. Couple takers to pit road. James Heater, Michael Trevarthen, Chris Hammett. Looks like Rob Higgins, Kevin O'Brien, and Bob Higgins all will come to pit road. So there's a couple takers that say right now maybe we can stretch the fuel mileage here tonight. Try and go as far as they can on the tank of fuel. There you see the 41 of Bob Higgins coming to pit road. There is Mr. Lucky Dog, Air Canada himself. Will be the recipient of this lucky dog. James Heater, the first car out of pit road. It'll be Heater, Rob Higgins, and possibly looking like Bob Higgins. We'll wait for that to stretch itself out. While we have a chance here under this caution flag, let's get a word in with one of the drivers that are in the championship hunt here tonight. Let's talk to the driver of the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Jeffrey, a great-looking car out there. Decided not to pit. What's the strategy?
Well, thanks for having me tonight. Honestly, I'm not really sure why those guys pitted. We had literally just been coming up to speed when that yellow came out, so... based on my fuel here, it looks like we can easily make it to the end on one more stop. So we don't want to put ourselves in the back of the track. We really don't want to screw ourselves by going back there. So we're playing defensive at the same time we're playing offensive because we right now we're that 4th car because Ethan wasn't able to make it out tonight. So we're gonna do whatever we need to do here for strategy, and hopefully we go green to the end. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, long runs, this 4-car always comes on to the attack, so good luck here, as I believe we're going to line them up 2 by 2 here the rest of the way. Remember, a championship berth to Phoenix is on the line.
10-4, thank you, Roger.
There you heard it for the driver of the number 4 out of Somerset. He will now try and, work his way a little bit farther forward. He is the 3rd championship contender overall right now, running on the Speedway. And let me take a quick look here. Let's see if we can get this to update. Right now, Max Terrell, James Skelton, they would be in. Souza would be in. And then Wells would be the 4th car into the championship 4 at Phoenix. But the good thing is, for all the race fans that are tuning in here tonight, we are not done. It is not over with tonight. Still a lot of racing left to go here at the Pocono International Raceway, as we are going to come back green flag racing this time by. It'll be 37 laps completed out of the 65 scheduled distance here tonight. And for anybody that's tuning in to watch the Minto's Minute here at the halfway point, unfortunately, Brandon Minto, I heard, it's just a rumor, race fan, so don't shoot the messenger. That's what they told me. I heard he's still at the Oklahoma game, passed out in the parking lot. And for him, they fortunately did pick up the big win over Nebraska, so I guess he just had to party because they actually beat somebody that wasn't a wet paper bag. That's just what I heard. That's what they were talking about pre-race here tonight. So, it'll be car 24, Zach Mitchell, Ryan O'Donnell to his outside. Then it's going to be James Skelton, Max Darrell, Richard Murdoch, Sean Single, Joe Strano, Jeffrey Souza, Joshua Buckley, and Sean Butler. Everybody hammering back into the gas. It's 2 Fords on the front row, a Toyota and a Ford running back there in the second row. Green flag has been displayed, and everybody still tucked up 2 by 2. Zach Mitchell with a great run. Here comes James Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell going to lose some ground with that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Here comes now Richard Murdoch. Ryan O'Donnell's teammate, the Hot Sauce Brigade. Ryan, of course, not having the flames on his Full Throttle Racing number 98, but Murdoch still representing those hot sauce wings that they all like to eat. Murdoch not going to quite be able to make it work, so he falls back to 4th. Then it's going to be Joe Strano to the inside here at car number 42. Look at Max Terrell try and hang that Mustang to the outside off turn number 3. Almost 3 wide racing out of 3 here at Pocono. Sean Single almost shot the gap there. It looks like he lifted, but it also looks like Joe Strano lifted, and that just absolutely killed the momentum in that Road Rage Accessories number 43. Joe now working back down to the inside. Sean Single trying to get crossed up just a little bit. Here comes the 64 of Wells. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. It'll be Souza to the outside. Butler will be in the middle. There you see the 64 of Wells. Wells lifts way early going down into the tunnel turn. He wanted nothing to do with that. The Reese's Pieces battle is back here. Looks like Joshua Buckley trying to take a piece of those Reese's Pieces. And old Granny Hips just got the better of Mr. Rob Higgin. Working lap number 40 here tonight at Pocono. Race leader still the Baby Ruth number 24 of Zach Mitchell. There you see just the nose of that number 86 of James Skelton sitting there. Call it about 4 car lengths of a gap. And now Richard Murdoch going to make a nice move out of turn number 1 to work down the back straightaway. He'll take the spot away from Ryan O'Donnell. O'Donnell going to draft right onto the back bumper of that Adventure in Pixels 01, the veteran-operated and owned Adventure in Pixels. The Full Throttle Racing Stables drivers trying to work together here tonight. It has been a struggling year for Ryan O'Donnell, but tonight here at Pocono, looks like they have a pretty fast hot rod to play around here with the boys. Number 6 of Chris Hammett still trying to work his way back into this after a terrible pit stop. There you see the number 6 of Chris Hammett back here. He's running into the 13th position currently. Old Mr. Granny Hips is out ahead of him. Behind, that's the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Then I believe that's number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen was pretty slow down on pit row when he came down for his extra stop under this last caution flag here tonight to top off some of the fuel. Remember, he's also been into the outside wall with that number 2. Now they're going to possibly look 3 wide. Here comes Brandon Feeney out of the tunnel turn. He got a great run, but decided just to put it back in line. So these drivers are battling back here for the 16th position. Minto to the outside in that Toro Chevrolet, the number 19 entry. Sophomore season here with the Scrambler Series for Travis Minto. Did make the playoffs in his rookie campaign. Kevin O'Brien is hanging on right there in that Ford 184 entry. Sean Single throwing a Care Bear teddy bear out the window that time by down the back straightaway at Max Terriot. That's how he picked up position number 5 by throwing a Care Bear teddy bear out the window. Wonder if Max was able to catch it. Souza, though, still doing the battle with the 18, the low-line racing 18 of James Heater. Here comes the Gen X Racing number 88 of Sean Butler. And then, of course, the alien, Mr. Wells himself. is right there. Wells, remember, picking up the opening round of the regular season back at the Daytona International Speedway, picked up that win. Went on to pick himself up his second win. That was way back when. That was at the Chicagoland Speedway, so started off the season on a tear of 2 wins in the first 3 races. Then has kind of gone cold. He's kind of hung around the top 5, top 10 the rest of the season, and has not been able to go back to victory lane. "22 laps to go for the race leaders here as they come back across the stripe. Does look like we just have 3 retirees here from this race. And you see everybody will funnel down into turn number 1. Zach Mitchell being the race leader, but he's got company just about a car length and a half back. You find James Skelton. See that Supra lurking. Talk about one of the hottest drivers on the scene for James Skelton. He has picked up 3 wins this season, 1 pole, 9 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. He does have 3 DNFs this season for not finishing, and that's back at the Daytona Oval when him and Richard Murdoch got together. And then at Auto Club, he also had a DNF before not finishing at the Miami Homestead Speedway. So he would like to finish here tonight. He has an incredible 164 laps led this season. It's one of the most by any driver so far here in season number 11. And he's going for the race lead now as he works down the back straightaway. Will he be able to do it? Down into the tunnel turn they go. Zach Mitchell has dominated to this point here in this race. He's not one of the championship 8 drivers battling, but James Skelton is. So Skelton will go to the inside here in turn 3. Will he be able to have it? Will Mitchell be able to throttle it back up? Because here comes old Mr. Murdoch. Murdoch gonna sit there in 3rd. Here comes Zach Mitchell. He'll dive down to the inside. A little bit of draft down the front straightaway. Goes a big, long ways here tonight. That will allow him to go back down to the bottom side of the speedway. That draft, it's really strong in these Xfinity cars around this track. Now here comes Sean Single now lurking to the inside on Rhino Donnie. Can he get that pass done? Still the battle for the race lead because here comes the 86, Skelton. Once again, he crossed him up, and now he'll work to the inside in the tunnel turn. Does Zach Mitchell have what it takes to hold it wide open around the tunnel turn? He does, but now we'll go down into the flat turn number 3 here at the track. Mitchell to the outside, Skelton to the inside. Then you got Murdoch trying to figure out which lane he wants to push. He'll go to the inside at the line, though. Give it to James Skelton. He'll take another lap lead here tonight. So James Skelton pretty close down there into 1. Both drivers trying to battle for the real estate. That's going to shoot the baby Route 24 up the speedway. He will lose the battle for first. Now Murdoch is working to the inside. Does Zach Mitchell have what it takes to hold Murdoch off and just take control of second? Murdoch racing like he is a new man here tonight. See back there, there's Sean Single. And Murdoch scrapes the wall a little bit, and then Sean Single really gets into the wall. Murdoch, I'm sure, is dreaming about being able to chew on a baby Ruth here once his tooth is healed. So Murdoch holds 3rd right now. Sean Single's back there in 4th. Max Terrell's 5th. Rhino Donnie, as he has been stuck to the outside of the Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98. He can't get back down to the bottom side. He was running 4th at one point. Now it's back to running into the 8th position. Now James Heater has picked up the most spots gained, 14 spots gained for James Heater. It is 18 laps to go. It'll be 17 to go when they come back across the stripe. So this race is in the final stages here tonight at Pocono, Pennsylvania. They call this the honeymoon capital of the world. And, well, will James Skelton be honeymooning here tonight? Green flag pit cycle should start here in the next 5 laps or so for these drivers. The pit window will open up. Last time they were down on pit road was lap number 33 here tonight, as Murdoch still trying to chomp on a Baby Ruth. Sean Butler has worked himself right back into the position where he started here tonight, and now he's finally trying to march forward. The 88, the driver out of Ohio, will work to the inside of the Canadian of Max Terrill. Sean Butler, that is. Sean Butler, remember last week's winner, did take, well, no playoff spots as pit road is starting to get busy. Here comes drivers. The 6 is down pit road of Chris Hammett, Travis Minto, Michael Trevarthen, Rob Higgins, all coming to pit road. Everybody out front here staying out. Remember last week's winner, like I was saying, the 88 of Sean Butler, not in the championship 8. Not in a playoff hunt, but was able to squeak out a win last week. Murdoch back to the inside of the Baby Ruth entry. Wonder if any of these drivers are going to come to pit road this time by. If they do, hope that the 24 isn't going to be one of them. That's going to be shooting to the inside here to get to pit road. Sean Single trying to really close the gap. Is anybody coming to pit road? 86 will stay out. The rest of your top leaders will stay out. It's going to be Sean Single, Joe Strano. Sean Single very hard. Must have slipped on a Care Bear. Sean Single to pit road. Joe Strano, Jeffrey Souza also right there. So those drivers are going to make their final pit stops of the night. Still side by side for that second spot, as Murdoch just would love to have it at this point. Zach Mitchell still hanging tough to the outside. And now they got the 88 of Butler right there. Butler's on the same pit sequence as all those drivers. James Skelton will now come to pit road. The rest of the leaders stay out. A couple more will come with Zach Mitchell and Max Tarrant. Ryan O'Donnell will come to pit road. Joshua Buckley also going to take advantage. Caution flag is out. The caution flag is out, as I believe the 11 of Sean Single has just self-yeeted himself with 14 laps to go. A self-yeet may have just happened. Well, let's take the look here with Sean Single. See him down on the apron. It looks like the Rev Esports ride heights may be off here tonight, as the 61 of Dalton Williamson did the same thing. So, Sean Single is the victim. Here, let's see if we can watch it outside the car. Yep, down on the apron, and then around he's going to go. Didn't make any contact with the inside retaining wall, but did just kill the tires on that number 11. He'll lose all his track position also. So when you look at the top of the pylon board, it's going to show you that your race leader is the 88 of Sean Butler for the time being. And I say for the time being because remember, a bunch of cars had just broken off onto pit road. Well, all those drivers that just went to pit road, they will have the chance to come back around here when these drivers pit, and then they will assume the top positions. Because Sean Butler does have to pit here tonight, so does Richard Murdoch, James Heater, Jason Wells, Bob Higgins, Kevin O'Brien, Brian Bianchi. Travis Minto just came to pit road, so he'll be the first car being scored as pitted. We'll see if he does come back to pit road, or if he plays it safe, or tries to risk it, I should say, instead of coming to pit road. We'll see. I don't know what all these guys' strategies are going to be, because they're about to get crazy here at Pocono. Find out, because here comes the 88 of Butler. Here comes Murdoch, Heater, Wells. They're all coming to pit road. Travis Minto's going to stay out. So Minto will be your first car that stays out. Chris Hammett also. Then we'll have to see who pulls up behind them as everybody else is down pit road. It'll be 4 tires and fuel to go all the way to the end of this one. Higgins also one of the drivers that will stay out. He was down on pit road 1 lap ago. Ryan O'Donnell pitted right as the caution flag came out, but the battle will be won by the 88 of Sean Butler off pit road. So it'll be Butler, Murdoch, Wells, Heater. So, the first car coming out of pit road here with the freshest tires will be the 88 of Butler. It was a 4th tire stop. You got to go all the way to the front before you find some strategy that was played. Travis Minto playing strategy. It looks like a 2-tire stop for the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma. 4-tire stop for Chris Hammett. 4-tire stop for Jeffrey Souza, Michael Trevarthen. Joe Strano had a very long stop, but the caution flag will save him here. Then it'll be Bob Higgins, Ryan O'Donnell, James Skelton, Zach Mitchell, Michael Trevarthen, your top, or Max Terrell, sorry. Max Terrell is running in 10th. Trevarthen is up there in 4th. Should see the 1 to go signal this time. See if everybody doubles them up this time so we can go back racing. When we do go back racing, it'll be a 10-lap shootout to the end here at Pocono. Of course, Pocono International Speedway Raceway has held 2 races on the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. We call it the Winston Cup Series because that's when they first came here to the Tricky Triangle. They have hosted 2 races for, well, as long as we can remember. It was back in 1971 when the NASCAR Series did come here, and they've held 2 races up until 2022 because next year they will lose a date as the Gateway International Speedway will get one. But we will still see all 3 main series, call it the 4 series, because the ARCA Menards cars will be also here at the Tricky Triangle the same weekend in July, which yours truly will be up there camping again to the infield. So if you are headed to the Pocono International Raceway next July, shoot us a message and we can see what kind of infield shenanigans we can all get into. So a couple of the drivers are already planning their trip to Pocono next season. But first, we have to crown a virtual winner here at Long Pond, Pennsylvania. So it'll be Minto to the inside, Chris Hammett to the outside. Then it'll be the 4 of Sousa. It'll be the 2 of Trevarthen, Joe Strano, Rob Higgins. As they all come back here into the restart zone, everybody up through the gears. A bad start to the outside for car number 40. Higgins looks like he spun the tires, and that's going to spread him out down the front straightaway. We are 3 wide racing into turn number 1. Down into 1 for the first time here, back under the green flag circumstances. Everybody, Chris Hammett going to blow the corner. Going to be 3 wide, looking 4 wide. Not going to quite be able to get there. The 2 of Trevarthen slides it off corner number 2. Look at all of them jockey for position down the back straightaway. 10 laps to go. Everybody chasing the 4 of Sousa because Minto's not able to hold it in the tunnel turn. The 2 tires are fading. 3 wide. Here comes the number 2 of Trevarthen. He'll dive it to the inside, and he's going to let the pony sing out of turn number 3. Everybody sideways. 1 car going to get turned around. Caution lights are out on the speedway. The 13 of Joshua Buckley has gone around. Old Granny Hips will bring out the 5th caution flag of the evening here tonight at Pocono. Still battling the sun conditions here tonight. The sun going down. Old Granny Hips slamming the wall. A lot of damage on that sim box. Checkered flag auto supply. Number 13. This is what happened out of turn number 3. Oh, Brandon Feeney got checked up, and then it looks like the number 11 of Sean Single right into the back of the 13 of Buckley. His walker just was not going fast enough. And that's what will cause the wreck. Slow it down here. See if we can go over top. There you see the 38 of Feeney. Slowed up on the speedway. Buckley goes to slow down, and Sean Single right into the back of the 13. Going to turn him right up into Brian Bianchi. The Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe going to go up on 2 wheels. And look at Kevin O'Brien. He's going to drift king that one. Does he hang on to it? He slaps the tail tanks it off the wall there, and he just hammers back down into that Ford Mustang, and he keeps on going. Crazy one here at the end of this one at Pocono. As the 5th caution flag is out. Still haven't been able to get more than a lap on these tires here tonight, so I don't see anybody coming down to pit road. I believe everybody is most likely will stay out here. They can make it on fuel. The only thing we might see is a couple of the cars that were wrapped up in this yellow come to pit road. It is still Sousa out front here. He is one of those championship drivers. Then you got Trevarthen back there in 3rd. Chris Hammett is running 4th. And James Skelton is running in the 8th position. So, it's not over yet. We should go back racing with about 6 laps to go. Call it 5 laps to go here at Pocono. So we're going to take a quick step away. We're going to pay some of the bills here tonight, and we'll be back here to the Long Pond, Pennsylvania at the Pocono International Raceway here for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
Trying this contact though. Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Pocono, Pennsylvania, race fans. As you can see off the front bumper camera, the number 4 Jeffrey Souza. The lights on the iRacing.com official pace car are off here as we work our 5th caution flag of the evening. We are getting geared up, ready to go back racing here at Pocono. And, well, it will be a double file restart with the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza to the inside, the 43 of Joe Strano to the outside. Then it will be the number 2 of Trevarthen, Chris Hammett, Sean Butler, Zach Mitchell, Travis Minto, James Skelton, Ryan O'Donnell, Rob Higgins, Jason Wells, Richard Murdoch, Max Terriel buried way deep into the field. It'll be a 5-lap shootout to the end here with a chance to race for a championship next week on September the 27th at the Phoenix International Raceway. iRacing.com pace car is into the hands of the green flag. We are racing once again at Pocono. Chance to lock yourself in. If you're one of the drivers in red, you have to win to lock yourself in. Otherwise, let the chips lay on the table here at the end of this one. What would you do to race for a championship? Couple drivers going to swing it way high down into the corner. That's the 24 of Zach Mitchell, was way high down in corner number 1. Joe Strano is going to come out with the race lead in the Road Rage Accessories number 43. He'll lead down the back straightaway. Into the tunnel turn they go. It's Joe Strano, it's Jeffrey Souza, it's Trevarthen back there running in 3rd. Last week's winner back there running in 4th of Sean Butler. There's Chris Hammett. James Skelton is also right there. Souza, Trevarthen, Skelton, and Hammett inside the top 10 right now. Those are the drivers that are battling to try and make it to the Championship 4 next week at Phoenix. They have to make it through, though. Oh, a light block that time down into 1. Here comes the 4 of Souza. Souza working to the inside now on Joe Strano. He'll try and take that number 4 back to the point as they exit turn number 1. Here comes the 43 battling back. As they battle for the race lead, though, Sean Butler is actually starting to close that gap. Butler will be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry. Here he comes in car 88. Will he have enough time, though, to get there? Those two drivers still continue to run side by side through the tunnel turn. It's going to be the 43 of Strano getting the point. Here comes the 88 of Butler. He'll dive to the inside through the short chute. He'll take over P number 2, knocking Souza back to the 3rd position. And now he'll try and gas it up around the outside. Here comes James Skelton also to the party. Zach Mitchell is battling back, and so is Michael Trevarthen. Jason Wells in that green Alienware number 64 with 3 laps to go. Cracks back inside the top 10, but is it going to be enough? 3 laps to go here tonight at Pocono. Drivers that are trying to pick up their first ever career win in the Red Light Racing Scrambler Series. Out front right now for Joe Strano. And he's going to throw the block to the inside. Oh, contact down the back straightaway. The 88 of Butler went to cross over the 43 of Joe Strano, and he got right into the back bumper. Strano going to hold the bottom lane. It's going to be the preferred line through the tunnel turn. He'll come out of the tunnel turn looking at the race lead. There's nobody out in front of him. This time, we got to go down into turn number 3. Here comes the 86. James Skelton going to work to the inside of the number 4 of Souza. When they come out of turn 3 this time. Oh, a big slide by the 43. He'll try to throw the block down to the inside. Not going to be able to do it, though, because here comes the 88 of Sean Butler. The 86 got sideways two of James Skelton. They're going to run 3 wide down into corner number 1 here. Joe Strano going to get forced a little bit higher that time down in turn number 1. The 88 of Butler will come out of turn 1 as the race leader. Here comes the 24. Don't count out Zach Mitchell. We know he has a fast car. He'll go down, try to throw the block on the 86. James Skelton down below. He'll have to tuck back in line. As they tuck it back into line to go through the tunnel turn, here comes Joe Strano. Sean Butler going to tag the wall. Strano going to go to the inside. Strano trying to take back the race lead, but he lifted a little bit. Also looked like James Skelton lifted in the Flowertown Animal Hospital ride. Here comes the 4 once again down to the inside. This time by out of turn number 3 they come. They're going to see the white flag in the air. Do we get the white flag? 1 lap to go, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Final lap around this big 2.6 mile speedway, and 3 wide into turn number 1. Here comes Joe Strano. He'll get to the back of the 88 down in corner number 1. Will he be able to pack the air on the spoiler and get the 88 loose? Final trip down the back straightaway they go here tonight for Joe Strano, trailing behind the 88 of Sean Butler. Here comes the 24. Zach Mitchell is right there also. He'll dive to the inside of the 43. He's going to drive it in. Contact Joe Strano sideways. That's going to allow Sean Butler to jet out. Here comes the 86 of Skelton. Skelton going to look to the inside. Joe Strano going to throw a block down the short chute. Strano throws the block on the 86, but while they battle for second, Sean Butler is looking to go 2 for 2 in his return. He'll look off turn number 3. He'll see the checkered flag in hand. He'll win tonight at Pocono. 1 car down to the inside there. That's the 11, but it will be Butler, Skelton, Joe Strano rounding out the top 3. Richard Murdoch, Jeffrey Souza, Zach Mitchell, Chris Hammett, Michael Trevarthen, Jason Wells, and Travis Minto. Hold your breath, race fans, because who is going to go to the round of 4 to race for a championship? We're going to have to wait. We're going to hold you on that right there, because who will it be? Well, we know, but do you know? Couple cars back there crashing on the back straightaway. I believe the 11 of Sean Single has gone around, and well, I'm just taking a peek, and I can tell you, race fans, one driver that will race for a championship is the 86 of James Skelton. We will have to wait to see where all the chips may fall, because all these drivers are kind of inverted here, so I gotta wait till everybody passes post-race inspection. There's your winner, though. Sean Butler will come down here, and he should be able to do a couple victory donuts for you. So as Sean Butler burns them down, race fans, we're going to take a quick pause here, and we'll be back with your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show here from the honeymoon capital of the world.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the honeymoon capital of the world. Which one of these drivers will be honeymooning tonight here when we break down all the point standings coming up here after our Renaissance Nutrition post-race show. Let's kick things off, though, with the driver of the number 88. Sean, you go back to victory lane here tonight at Pocono as you clinch another win. How does it feel to go 2 for 2 in the return here on Monday night?
Yeah, this is real. I just can't believe how all those restarts worked out, and it was amazing racing with those guys. Just kind of in disbelief that I was able to make up all that ground and get this win again, and 2 in a row, 2 for 2 on coming back here, so it feels pretty good.
Talk us through the beginning stages of this race. At one point, you were about 57 seconds behind the race leader. And, well, that's just about being a lap down here.
Yeah, I made a mistake on pit road early, and then, just kind of get off sequence with people, and then I just kind of did something stupid like sped off pit road. So, anyways, and then here we are. I was able to. I felt like I was just as fast, if not a little bit faster than the leaders out being out there by myself. So once I got back into them. I felt like I had a really good long run car tonight, and I really was worried about all these late cautions and these restarts and stuff, but man, it just worked out perfectly, and I think Zach, probably the best car on these short runs, had just got held up in a couple little spots starting out there on the outside, and I think that's what got me out there.
So you're able to win here tonight. Of course, not racing for a championship. How does it feel to come out here knowing there's no pressure for wins? Just kind of go out there and race your race.
I think that's what's going on. There is no pressure, and there's no, I can put it into places that someone who's racing for a championship, especially tonight, trying to just make sure they have a solid night. They probably wouldn't put it in the position I put it, although Zach did. So I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta do what you want to do, and when you got no worries in the world about other than trying to win, you'll definitely try something different than anyone else probably would.
Well, congratulations on your win here tonight at the Tricky Triangle, Sean. Who do you got to thank once again back at the camp?
I want to throw a congrats to Skelton and Strano especially. I mean, he raced me hard and clean, and man, that's a heck of a save and tunnel turn they had there when him and Zach made contact on the last lap, and then just want to thank all the drivers out here. What a race there at the end. I mean, I can't remember everyone that was up there. I mean, but 3 wide for like a lap and a half. I mean, that was just awesome. And then admins for putting on these races, and then you, of course, coming out here, and look forward to the broadcast every week. So I look forward to watching this. This should be an exciting one to listen to you call.
Well, there you hear it, Mr. Excitement himself. Sean Butler was able to come back, and he'll go honeymooning here tonight in Pocono. Sean Butler goes 2 for 2 in his return as he goes to victory lane. The guy that's going to run second here tonight, well, we can officially tell you, race fans, that the 86 of James Skelton, you have locked yourself in to race for a championship, but boy, was it a exciting one here at the end of this one.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. It was. I'm trying to watch the replay now of the last 2 laps. I probably put myself in some positions that I shouldn't have, just where I was in the points. But I thought I had the best long run car. I don't know where Sean was because he was so far back and he was making his way through the field. But as soon as I got the lead to that second to last restart, I thought, it's clean sail when I was pulling away from guys. So I thought it was my race to lose from there. I've never won here. So I got put back a little bit on that last restart. But my gosh, that was I don't know if we compare to the Bristol races with the real guys this past weekend, but I think we put on a pretty good show.
It was definitely exciting, on the edge kind of racing. But what did you need there on that final restart? Everybody was kind of on a little bit of a different sequence. Did you know where everybody was around you and who had what tires?
Yeah, pretty much. So I think what really hurt me was on the second to last restart, the 88 and the 24 had the bottom. And I got pinned on the top side, so I had to fight my way through that. So I think if I could have had the bottom and had the 19 on that second last restart, I think I would have been in the catbird seat. But that second last restart, I don't really know what I could have done different. I was just putting the car in the corners, going sideways, staying in the gas, hopefully not hitting anybody, and came home second.
Came home second. Now this race is absolutely over with. The car is past tech, and you will race for a championship, and it's going to be like no other championship we've ever had in the Scrambler Series history. It's the Phoenix International Raceway. Yeah, so what? We've been there. Yeah, well, how about this? Let's throw the 1987 car in it. How do you feel now going out there to the desert?
If it was before the last update on the 87 car, I thought myself and probably Wells would have been the favorite. I'm pretty sure Wells made it to the next round, but I felt that out of everybody on most tracks, the 87 car really fit my style. You get to really drive with that right rear. But I think they changed the drive and just the way the car feels on the track. So I have absolutely no clue. So we're going to put the time in. We're really, really close this year. I've had a pretty good year, and we'll see if we can make it 2 for 2.
Well, before we let you go, try and prepare for another championship round. Who do you got to thank on the Flowertown Animal Hospital machine?
Yeah, most definitely. I got to thank all the drivers for, just a great race. That was really awesome at the end. Congrats to Joe. I thought it was an awesome finish. He drove his butt off. He almost had a win. He showed his driving skill, how sideways he could be and still get a podium finish. You, Roger, for putting on a good show. Let's see, Flowertown Animal Hospital, get them on. It's the wife's work. And then I might have had my neighbor, Josh, and his son, Pacey. Maybe they watched. I sent them the link. And some of my other family and friends that watched. So thanks a lot, and I'll see everybody next week.
There you hear it. James Skelton, the driver out of South Carolina, will go to the Phoenix International Raceway and drive his 1987 machine in hope that he can survive 120 laps next week in the desert for a chance at the championship. He will finish second. Well, who will finish third? And boy, was it maybe the driver that everybody was not looking at here tonight, Joe Strano. Joe, you had a great Road Rage Accessories number 43 here tonight, and you were battling for the win in the closing laps.
Yeah, I definitely was not expecting this to be one of the strong tracks on the schedule for myself. We usually struggle here in the Strano Brothers Racing Stable. Not a very good track for us, so just came out with a really good car, had really good track position throughout. Pit strategy worked out and put ourselves in a position to win at the end and just race like mad with some really, really good racers up front.
A lot of things happening very quick at the end of this one. Did you know who was around you that was trying to lock themselves into the championship for? Were you aware of that? And did it really matter?
Honestly, I knew Sean wasn't in the playoffs, so I knew I could race him a lot harder than I would have if he was in the playoffs. James, he didn't get to me soon enough. I don't think that it really made much of a difference in my thought process. So, honestly, in the long run, no, because I was going for the win, man. I really wanted that, and I would have raced anybody up there regardless of where they were at.
So, unfortunately, it's not you in victory lane, but a podium for the first time here in, I believe, the last 3 seasons. I could be reading the notes wrong that are being passed here to us. But how does it feel to be up here with the likes of Sean Butler and James Skelton, Richard Murdoch right behind you? I mean, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of big names here on Monday night.
Yeah, it's the best of the best that we got here, and I think they would go up against anybody on iRacing, and so it's truly a pleasure to race against them, especially at a track like this where you can race as aggressively as we were. We're just kind of full sending in the tunnel turn. You saw what happened there in the last lap with me and Zach, and it's really awesome to be able to put it up against these guys and just lay it all out there and just have that adrenaline rush in these kind of races.
Well, you come up short here tonight, but who made this all possible back home in Wisconsin?
Super excited to get Road Rage Accessories on the podium. They came on board this season, so it's exciting to get them up here. Green Forest Tree Supply has been with us for the last couple of seasons, so really appreciate them. Victory Junction and Draft Top as well. I know my mom's watching. Grandma, appreciate you watching. My brother, my teammate, man, he was helping coach me through those last couple of laps, and all my other family and friends that happen to be watching tonight. Thank you for the broadcast, and thanks all the fans for watching.
Well, there you hear it from the driver out of Wisconsin. He drives the 43, the Strano Brothers 43 of Joe Strano. Will finish and round down our podium finishers here tonight at Pocono. Well, we told you already that James Skelton will go and race for a championship. Who are the drivers that will join him in Arizona at the Phoenix International Raceway? Well, you heard James kind of allude to it. He thought Jason Wells was going to be one of the drivers. Race fans, we can tell you, the driver of that Alienware 64 will race for a championship in Phoenix. The other driver, coming in by the skin of his teeth, finished outside the top 10 here tonight with a 13th place finish. Max Terriel, the Storm from the North, will race for a championship. Who is the fourth driver that will join Skelton, Wells, and Terriel in Phoenix? It's the 4-car, Jeffrey Souza, who battled for the win here tonight with a 5th place finish. He will race in the desert for a chance to claim the title of season number 11 for the Scrambler series. So there are your 4 drivers that will advance and compete in Phoenix. It is going to be a great one when we do head to Phoenix. We will leave the honeymoon capital of the world here after this race, and we will head out west. Which one of these drivers, though, will be dreaming in the desert, and which one will be left like a snake on the side of the road? You will find out, well, on September the 27th when the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series heads back to the track. That's just 7 days from now till we claim a champion. But race fans, it's been a great pleasure of mine here tonight at the Pocono International Raceway. So everybody with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, of course, Rick Bell over there building the PCs for the drivers, and all the guys here at Red Light Racing. My name is Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from Pocono. We hope you stay safe, and we will see you at the races.